What's up, Fight Raiders? So it is Fight Friday, and today's word of encouragement is dare. How can we turn this into a positive encouragement? Well, I dare you to keep fighting the fight today. It can be challenging and even exhausting when we're challenging ourselves or just facing the day, just getting out of bed. Sometimes even those little things, those day-to-day monotonous things that everyone's like, oh, just go do it. If that's what you want, you just go do it. Well, sometimes when you're caught up in some dark thoughts, you tend to just feel like you're tripping over yourself. You're like, I don't know who I am, so what direction do I go? Do I want to keep living? Do I want a cup of coffee? Do I want to go for that degree? Do I want to even work at all? Why not just become homeless? And since everyone treats me like I'm a nobody, why continue contributing to society? Trust me, I get it. I've been there, and it was a hard battle, and I felt like I was alone. Even when I asked for help, I asked the VA if I could speak with a counselor, and they told me no. I tried to confide in other veterans just to have some sort of stability, that I wasn't insane, that I could speak jargon and not be looked at like I was a weirdo. But unfortunately, a lot of veterans looked at me, oh, you're too gung-ho. That was my past. I don't want to talk about the military. And then it was other veterans who just couldn't, I'm just a female. Oh, you're not a combat vet. Why would I want to talk to you? You're a nobody. And so I felt even more inferior to the rest of the world. And then civilians thought I was a weirdo because I was speaking jargon. I was already probably not a pleasant person because I stayed drunk. I stayed out of the spotlight of anything. I didn't want to be involved with much of anything because I was living out of my truck. I didn't know when I'd eat next. I was starving, so I was hangry all the time. It was very hard to find a job, and even the jobs that I did have didn't pay well. So eventually I started challenging myself to just do little goals to keep myself preoccupied. And that's when running, even though I ran before joining the Army, I challenged myself, and then I started running 7 to 10 miles every single day. I had so much built up inside of me that was my only way. Even though I still drank a fair amount. I wasn't drinking like a fish, but I was still drinking. But I still just ran. I lost so much weight. I looked pretty skinny, and people were really starting to ask questions like, are you okay? And then some people were saying that I was too skinny, but I was like, I'm just running. And of course, if you run to that level, that's why it's hard to build up on your muscle mass. But in the mental health world, daring can be a challenging term because it takes energy, and when you're mentally exhausted and worn out, daring just sounds exhausting because it takes energy. But I do dare you to seek out other people you've been thinking about, or that someone you served with and just haven't heard from in a while. You haven't found them on social media. Maybe you still have their number. Maybe you did find them on social media. I dare you to actually go, hey, how's it going? How's that transition process? What you've been up to? Have you started a business? Have you started a family? How is your family? So let's start these conversations. I mean, building that camaraderie outside of the military. We can still be leaders we were trained to be. I dare you to tap into that warrior you used to be, or that Marine you used to be, the soldier you used to be. What about all those ambitions that you had? Are we getting too comfortable in just what civilians said that we need to be? That this is how society is? Why? Why stay in that mold when we're obviously meant to expound upon those boundaries and be who we're actually meant to be, who we feel we're supposed to be there for other people, help them in their need. I understand there's stolen valor. You got people pretending to be homeless. You got people really ruining it for the genuine, authentic people who need help. Whether it's medical help, psychiatric help, simple help, day-to-day life things, whether it's finding a meal, finding a place to sleep, all those things, those necessities that we need as human beings. We're losing we're losing the humanity within us because we're all stuck in the survival mode because of the economy, because of politics, because of these race wars, because of real wars going on around the world. And we're getting sucked into it because of the media, because of social media, because of clicks, because of who we want to be associated with, when really we need to tap into who we really are and actually help people who are in need. Lend a helping hand when we can. This is a challenging thing, and I understand that trust factor is involved, especially when you're trying to seek people who will understand you on a deep level, who know you. Especially when you're just wanting to vent. I'm always open to vent too. So I dare you today, especially going into a weekend, I dare you to either reach out for help if that is what you are needing, or just to simply talk with someone so that you don't feel like you're crazy because you get stuck in your head and you just start going into a vicious cycle and you start just basically arguing with yourself and then challenging yourself. Do I really want to do this? Who am I really? Well, if you start venting to someone else, maybe they can help you, maybe not directly, but they just happen to help you find out who you really are. That kind of actually does sound like a good idea. Or you know what, maybe I will give it a try. And on the other hand, if someone's been on your mind, or if you had a soldier or Marine that you were really concerned about getting out, find them, reach out to them. Maybe their number hasn't changed yet. You can reach out to them, give them a call. Maybe they would love to hear from you. And if they don't, well, you took that step. You were still the leader that you were. Check in on those. Keep people accountable. Because a lot of us who genuinely miss the military or loved the military or certain aspects of the military, we would love to hear from those we served with. Maybe not everybody, but if you are genuinely wanting to tap into who you used to be, that good leader that you were, that good soldier or Marine that you were, it's okay to still be that outside the uniform. If anyone judges you for it, they're the idiot, not you. It's okay to be you. Let it be okay to be you. You gotta you're the only one stopping you. I dare you to be yourself today. I dare you to keep fighting the fight. Whatever fight that you have on your battlefield, I hope that you can either call for backup if needed. I hope that you are able to find the direction that you need to go and go for it, so that you can succeed, so that you can make it to the top or go to the other side. Everyone's going to have an opinion, no matter what you do in life. But if you stay on track with your goal and your mission, you will succeed. I struggle with this every single day. But if I had given up back in 2017 when I didn't think fight would go anywhere, here I am, basically almost 8 years later. I have multiple people starting to write songs about the fight series. 2 of them are complete by James Newman, who wrote a song about fight. And once I download them, I'm going to upload them here on TikTok. But I will definitely have to just post links if need be. But they made me cry because a part of me healed. Because I had to dare myself back then that one day I will heal. Out of everything that I drug myself into or drug myself out of, that no one would listen to me, there are people out there writing songs about my books. You never know what that view at the top of the mountain's going to look like. Keep going. Keep fighting the fight today. I dare you.